The Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana, or SAGY, is a new experiment that has been launched by the Modi administration, under which members of parliament are encouraged to adopt villages and use their resources and leadership skills to handhold development projects. Over 670 members of parliament so far have adopted villages across India under this scheme. Has the scheme been able to achieve what it was intended for? Has the scheme taken off in the identified villages? What kind of problems are being solved? What kind of strategies are being used by the members of parliament to nurture their villages?
We decided to seek these answers by travelling to one such village, Peda Menavani Lanka, which has been adopted by Commerce Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. A 4-hour drive from Vijayawada will take you to PM Lanka, which is located on the confluence of Godavari and the Bay of Bengal. The village is surrounded by salt pans and prawn farming tanks. Just like most villages of the country, PM Lanka has not seen much in terms of focused government intervention to solve its basic problems. Sea erosion has already claimed a large chunk of the village, which has weathered several cyclones. Sitharaman was camping in the area to oversee the programs under SAGY, and we decided to see what has changed on the ground.
Our first stop is a village panchayat's office in PM Lanka. Commerce Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has organized a 5-day-long workshop for the villagers here. The workshop is being conducted by the Salt Commissioner's office, and they will be imparting training to the villagers on the scientific ways to boost salt production.
This was originally salt producing area. And in fact, in India's struggle for freedom, these areas also participated in the Gandhiji's Salt Satyagraha. These are places where people have sacrificed their land, their lives. They were shoot-at-sight orders on people because they participated in Salt Satyagraha. And therefore, this region has that strength inherently. But now nobody produces good salt. They've all either moved to producing prawn because it gives higher value. After that too, there are still people unemployed. Still people sitting with lands which can produce good salt.
About 1,000 acres of this village are used as salt pans, and nearly 1,000 people are dependent on them. Salt pans have existed in this village since independence, and yet workers are hardly able to sustain themselves due to lack of training.
इनकम 30,000 तक कच्चा होता है. अभी 200 आएगा तो एक बस्ता, एक बोरी, और 100 आएगा तो 200 आएगा तो 60,000 तक आता है.
तो ये पूरा हो जाता है फैमिली के लिए?
फैमिली के लिए अभी नहीं होता है, अभी बहुत कम है दम.
कम है. तो ये ट्रेनिंग से आपको क्या क्या सिखाएगा, कुछ बोला है?
हाँ, सिखाता है. अभी वो टेक्निकल का बारे में सिखाता है. हमारा ये
पहले कभी ट्रेनिंग हुआ है?
नहीं हुआ. पहले कोई नहीं आया, ऐसे कोई नहीं आया इधर.
So now skilling of salt pan workers has been identified as a key focus area for this village. A team of young professionals both in Delhi and PM Lanka brainstorm with villagers and decide on the priorities.
I ensured that a local college, which is a very old college, very respected college, I requested the principal to give me youth from the college, girls, boys, who are familiar with this area, who would go around looking at what is what, which house has toilet, which doesn't, what are the other issues which are collectively worrying them, and talk to them and come back. So that is my fundamental grassroots level team. Above that is a team which sits in Delhi with me. You've interacted with a few of them. Akshay is another. All of them sit and get this input from the villagers. They analyze as to what is really the life priorities, livelihood priorities and the fundamental priorities, and that interlinkage between what comes from the village through the college boys and girls and also this Delhi-based team sit together and say, these are the priorities which we have to focus. Right. And the final thing is, I come back to the village with these inputs, and this lady, our Sarpanch, and here is our local MLA. There are no party politics. He's from TDP, she's from Sarpanches are elected without politics, but never mind. So all of us sit together and then say, look, this is what I'm doing. I'm taking everybody on board. Would you want to be a part of it? Would you say something else has to be done?
We found that apart from livelihood issues, basic amenities like water are a luxury in this village, and Sitharaman is trying to address that through the SAGY.
Being a seaside village, availability of potable water has been a constant issue for the villagers of PM Lanka. To solve this problem, a new RO plant is being established, which will be fed by a canal which has been pending for the past 7 years.
While the RO plant is being built, villagers want a system for water distribution.
We are getting water from a canal for drinking, but the pipes are small. We get insufficient water. We get water on alternate days for half an hour.
As with any village in India, sanitation is a key problem. Without a proper sewerage system, existing toilets were not being used, and most villagers were instead using open fields. To address the issue, Sitaraman is experimenting with an innovation that has its roots in Siachen and Antarctica. DRDO's biodigester technology is being used with the help of FICCI and Jyoti laboratories.
We started looking into the chemistry, biology and physiology of this human waste. How do we handle that thing? That's how we got into this human waste, that is human waste management thing. And we sent a team to Antarctica to understand how the waste degradation takes place. There they found some bacteria are able to live in that extreme harsh environment. So we collected those consortia and then brought it to the lab and tried to understand the mechanisms of this degradation and then convert it to technology. It took around 8 years for us to perfect the technology.
DRDO has done a splendid service for this country, although it was done in the context of Siachen. When soldiers in Siachen didn't have a toilet facility, and in that mountainous, high altitude area with so much of snow and ice, it was too difficult to decompose. And soldiers were falling ill. So this experiment, which is a successful experiment of the DRDO, was to do something with biodigester toilets, which they produced and gave it to use in Siachen, which was later tested in Antarctica also. And later they came to this conclusion that if it could function in that kind of adverse terrain, why can't it help common man? Where in villages like this, which is so remote from the state headquarters, it could be of use for sanitation. For me, in a village which is so close to the sea, and a village where you look at the flow of water, it goes back to the sea, it comes from the sea. So there's no way in which topography and its logic can explain how this village can be maintained in a with good sanitation. So I thought that was one very good way in which biodigester can give solution for such waste, which otherwise finds it difficult to get into a drain system. So therefore we thought biodigester, it was very good of DRDO to come and do a pilot here. And you saw the way, I'm sure you would have talked to people. They have readily adopted to it because it gives them a sense of cleanliness. They don't have to go looking for fresh, private area within the village to ease themselves. And above all, women feel now it's a house well kept.
While villagers are happy, they clearly tell Sitaraman that more needs to be done.
Did you get that?
What is she saying?
She says she's very happy that she's got the toilet. It is very useful. But she's got a now added request. She says, now look, this has helped me to keep my area clean. But since it doesn't allow bathing water to go in, washed water, clothes and other things, washed water to go in, can you give me such a similar facility for the washing and also for the clothes and everything? So the idea is that the biodigester's purpose has well been appreciated. You understand that?
Absolutely.
And she wants it further extended to use also for bath and for washing of clothes and other things. Which is, of course, something which the biodigester's original objective is not.
Not there, yes.
But we'll have to now provide for underground drainage and better flow of water.
To have a holistic solution to sanitation issues, a solid waste management system is also being established. Villagers are being assigned to work with the new solid waste management system.
Waste was lying everywhere. You knew that usable waste from where wealth creation is possible. But that idea didn't get integrated into the Grams plan. That is one side of the story. But yet, here also you have excessive plastic use. Lots of chemicals being used. So we wanted to make sure that there is an integrated, comprehensive, solid waste management plan. I asked them a very naive question to the collector, saying, is there a place where the village throws its waste? Well, he was good enough to admit there isn't. But I said, is it possible to give? So you saw the place where we went.
Right.
For waste disposal, we've asked for a place, and that has been gladly given.
Right.
The villagers have been told about how to segregate waste at home, biodegradable and non-biodegradable. We've given them green and red baskets. You also saw tricycles there.
Yes.
Tricycles of red kind would take the red waste, and the green kind would take the biodegradable waste. So, as a part of collection of waste from households, solid waste management, taking it to the dumping ground, and that dumping ground having a scientific way of managing it, creating vermicompost from waste which can be used under the category of biodegradable, and also passing away of such non-degradable waste, plastic and so on, with the help of the municipality to further some other place from where they can use it for any other purpose or sell it off or make pellets out of it or whatever.
One of the key interventions in the village through SAGY is the establishment of a community center. This dilapidated cyclone relief center is all that the village has in the name of a public space. But such interventions are not easy to implement because of inherent dynamics of a village society.
It looks very simple, very easy.
Right.
But obviously, as is with every village in India, the dynamics of a village is very, very strong. They are very strong undercurrents. I don't want to overplay one at the cost of another, but caste, community, all these play a very strong force. So my challenge would be, for instance, was also, so if I decide on the basis of the inputs that a community center has to be built, we decide to have the community center. And I appreciate the effort the MLA has made on this. And together with a set of boys who are working with me, we decided to give a community center because I've taken two villages. This is PM Lanka. There is next another village which is called Turputal. For both of them, I wanted to do everything that I'm doing in one place to the other also. So this community center was one of the first things I wanted to build because they don't even have a place to assemble, sit, talk. Women or boys want to have training, girls want to have training, they don't have a common place. Okay, the children want to go and sit and play on the keyboard, you don't have a place. Library, no place. Even the panchayat sits under the tree to have meetings.
Even now they sit in villages.
Yes, because the disaster management place which has been built, which was otherwise used, is also now dilapidated. So I said, at least let them have a place. And there are, of course, situations where, people misbehave with their wives. These wives have no place to go. They would go to the sarpanch and say, look, what can I do? She can't have them in their house. You need a common place for them to sit and make up their minds. Somebody console them and send them back. So for that, the community center was something which I wanted to build. So that was on the request of the people. So I thought it is important, first of all, not to treat the community area as only an area for disaster. Because this area is cyclone prone. You find a community disaster center where people rush or gather for disaster protection or relief during disaster. That mindset itself had worried me because it's fine to run into a place which is going to give you protection. But your evenings, your betterment in terms of your thought, your reading, your process, your youngsters, the community hall, therefore, was a thing which came into my mind. First time when I came here, I said, if you want it, I'll do that. They said readily, yes. So the community center which we have now planned in this area, for which I'm so grateful that the villagers volunteered, some of whom who had their little houses here, volunteered, for whom the office of the collectorate has decided to give them alternate buildings. You can see that that's the disaster management building, which is in a completely dilapidated state. So we decided to build a community center which will have a separate corner or a large area where women can gather. There is a separate area where there is digitized e-governance area, where the panchayat will run its e-governance area, where you don't need paper, but they will administer. It's not as if a fancy idea I'm bringing in, but in Andhra Pradesh, the minister is here. E-governance has taken a lot of importance, and every village is going to be given that prominence. So I'm creating the infrastructure for the government's infrastructure to blend and have the e-governance module run from there. In other words, that community center will be a center of activity. It will be buzzing with activity. So the government's panchayat will be run there. Non-paper panchayat will run from there. Women have place to collect, sit and talk. Boys and girls who want to learn computer will have a center in the first floor to learn computerized, things of how to handle software, how to search for information and so on. There will be a place for library. There will also be in the second floor a complete large hall where they can have their meetings, and also an open space where if they want to have a dining center, that will also be available.
Can SAGY, inputs from SAGY be used for ground level planning at the central level? Because ministers like you are at the ground overseeing projects. So do you think inputs can also go into overall planning?
Absolutely, because the experiences which we are confronting here and the experiences for which solutions are coming from the people who are using it are the kinds of solution which, say, Niti Aayog should really be looking into. Now, I'm not taking a pot shot at what had happened all this while.
Right.
But the fact is, when you have this top-down management, and you think you...
But that's a fact. That's a fact. That's what happened.
That is why this PM Lanka, in spite of 60 years, I'm not doubting anybody's intention. Earlier too, I'm sure there were attempts. This building is also an attempt at giving them some place to have a shelter. But when it is disconnected from the requirement of the people, and when the people's own way of understanding how they want the area to be planned is not recognized, and you give them something which you think you have a grand solution from Delhi, it doesn't work.
It's in villages like PM Lanka that the BJP will have to sell its idea of development and win support for proposed reforms like the controversial amendments to the Land Acquisition Act. Sitharaman defends the government's ordinance but admits that the proposed legislation has created a perception problem for the party.
Yes, to an extent it is a perception problem. To an extent it is also because we should have spent a lot more time, and we should spend a lot more time, which is what the Prime Minister's request is, that we, the BJP workers, go all out there to explain as to why this is not anti-farmer, but on the contrary, actually does a lot of good for the farmer and for the rest of us. Take, for example, this village.
Right.
They do a lot of farming in terms of the coconut palms, in terms of the rice paddy fields, in terms of the prawn tanks.
Thanks, yes.
When this community center building had to be built, and when they knew that that is something which they wanted, and you saw the soil condition here, sandy, absolutely nothing else but coconut palms.
Yes.
Some of them volunteered, with a great deal of hesitation.
So people gave away lands for this community center?
Yes, some of them were living here. Some of them were cultivating coconut palms here. Even ironical here, the sea is not too far away from here. You can walk up.
Yes.
Coconut palms which were ripe for good coconut yield were washed away. That is the extent to which this village is being pushed inwards. And sometimes people are being told to move away from where they are.
Right.
This is the kind of peculiarity this village suffers from.
Right.
So villagers will have to be given protection. Village has to be saved. At the same time, villagers, if they resist, they know they will have no...
So what will be your strategy? As you said, PM wants you to go and talk to the grassroots. Obviously, you are here today. Overall, what is the plan for BJP and its members?
The plan is, we've made 9 different amendments to the law. 9 different amendments which are addressing the concerns, delicate concerns of what has got to be done to improve this law. We've done it. Now, if I'm not able to go and tell the people 4 times more the market price is not less of an alternative which is being given to the farmer. One. Second, we are not acquiring it for private purposes, we are acquiring it for public purposes. What are public purposes? Your community hall, your irrigation, your power centers, your nuclear power stations. Didn't Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister, talk about Bakra Nangal? Didn't he say these are the modern temples of developing India? Where did he get the land for that? Wasn't land available at that time for it? Now when you want to build thermal power, now when you want to give irrigation, now when you want to do betterment for village roads and so on, can it become an issue? Even if it's an issue, we have to work towards solving any concerns.
Right.
Our approach is that.
My last 2 questions, Pam, and this is what the opposition is saying. And that is that maybe BJP should get its house in order, because even allies are not comfortable with the land-related ordinance, be it Shiv Sena or be it LJP. Do you agree to that charge?
I'm not sure if our allies are so opposing of the land law. In fact, if they had questions, if they had concerns, our senior leadership has been engaging with them.
Right.
Shri Nitin Gadkari has been answering questions not just of our allies but also of the opposition.
Party.
So we are willing to engage with them. We are willing to talk to them. We are willing to tell them what is being done. Ultimately, it's not you and me. It is not just political parties. It's also the people. It is our business to help them to get better and better in their lives without, of course, doing injustice to them. And for which all of us will have to work together. We can't certainly be saying, I'm sorry, this land law is of no use. How do you make it better? We have to work together, and we are going to be talking.
My last question to you, ma'am, is, the parliament session will start probably in April last week. Could this political environment stall key legislations and the key legislative agenda, which includes the GST, which includes the black money bill? Could that get derailed?
I don't think, because even as it is, you saw for the insurance and other, this was one of the most productive session in Parliament, both in the House, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. I'm sure such a mood will prevail. And before that, all of us will be engaging with different leaders, with political parties, be they in the opposition or with us.
The visit to PM Lanka shows us that while the villages across the country face similar problems like the lack of potable water, inadequate or non-existent sanitation, or the lack of power supply, a one-size-fits-all template may not address the unique problems of a particular region. The SAGY is clearly a program with immense possibilities, but its success will depend on the out-of-the-box thinking, the ability to find innovative solutions, and a strong commitment and a sense of ownership by the parliamentarians. A fly-by-night approach will relegate the scheme to another good idea on paper. We will continue to bring to you reports from villages across India which have been adopted under the Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana scheme. Till then, goodbye.